All right, begin broadcast. Welcome to a special edition of the Humble Among broadcast system. We're still waiting for Mikey to show up a little bit here. But in the meantime, I got 2 out of 3 of the gentlemen I wanted to have on tonight's show. Um, First of all, I got Rone Bone from Beneath the Dirt and Murder Mayhem Mitch from the Murder Mayhem Show.
What
While
up?
we wait for Mikey to get in here, I'll just do the opening question. What's your names? I already said your names, and what's your gimmicks? I already said your gimmicks. But can you guys describe what you do, or I guess we used to do, and hopefully I can convince you guys to get back into doing it more.
Yeah, Rone Bone Beneath the Dirt. I used to do a podcast. I recently uploaded some videos doing a bunch of tier lists.
Yeah,
You
I've been
know,
seeing you doing that.
yeah, easing my way back into it. People still want the podcast to come back. I tell them it's not happening, but never say never. So,
You did
yeah.
record an episode. I saw you teased you recorded an episode recently too.
Yeah, I've recorded a few things actually and just haven't. I thought I was going to do the podcast again a few months ago, recorded an episode. It went way left. I didn't. I was like, I'm not going to do this specific thing anymore. And what did I do halfway through the episode and continued throughout the rest of the episode was do that one thing that I didn't want to do. So, yeah, I be working on shit. It's just a matter of I'm all about quality. I know some people don't care about quality and just put shit up to put shit up. That's not me. I really care about quality. So, yeah.
Do you think there's a? I know you said never say never, so there is a possibility you would do some more. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to convince both of y'all to do. Spoiler: I'm gonna try to convince both of y'all to do more shit by the end of this. So might as well put that on Front Street right now.
I mean, never say never, right? Like there were moments where I just thought about fuck it, I won't do it. But at the end of the day, it's like I did the tier list videos. Obviously, I still want to do this shit. I just got to
Right.
figure out what I want to do.
And Mitch, I know you at the gathering. You popped up on a couple of podcasts.
Yeah, I popped up with Beastmaster on Carnival Spirits, so that was dope. And I collaborate. He reaches out. He's like, that's my homie. Like whenever he does shit like that, he'll reach out to me and ask me to pop in on that. And you and I talked about that a little bit too. And then I didn't see you there. And then I heard that maybe you showed up later or something. But
Yeah, I was outside the podcast tent.
yeah, okay. I guess
I showed up a little bit late, and then there was no table for me. So I'm like,
Okay.
but you know what? I'm so glad we did it like that because the streams looked like they were mad choppy from what I saw.
Mm.
And so if I would have shown up and like set up all my shit, typed out all the information for the stream, got it set up, and then it wasn't working, my plan was to just go outside anyway.
Hmm.
So I think I like inadvertently saved me some time, and I got a lot more shit done outside because we interviewed mad people outside
Okay.
this
I
year.
didn't realize you were outside. I didn't see you there, so I did Beastmaster stuff. I didn't even do his stuff that long, but like, yeah, I do some of that, and then Beastmaster and I like started like getting together on like doing a collaboration on Carnival Spirits for a little bit, and we did that for 2 episodes, and then it just became a scheduling issue, which is 99% of like why doing this is so difficult. It's like
Yeah, it's hard to find the time.
for me to get back into doing podcasting regularly, routinely, consistently would probably be a situation where like it's my job and I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do surrounding it, because whenever I was doing my podcast, I was doing literally everything as far as like making all the graphics and just that kind of tedium. And also, I don't know if anyone's doing this now, but at the time I was definitely the only one that was like editing my podcasts and cutting out all the stupid shit that I said and reworded stuff how I wanted it to be and shit. And going live every day would cut down on that part of it, but I just don't think it would be as good. So like Rone Bone said, it's like I wanted to put out quality shit, and it was just so much work every day that I lost the drive, the ability to do that every day.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because I just realized with you talking that you both of you guys really are more pre-record guys. Did the idea of going live tonight fill you with any sort of
Not at
anxiety or
all. No,
butterflies in the
no,
stomach?
not at
Let's say
all. No, I don't care. It's all good. Especially when I'm doing
I
other
didn't even really
people's.
think about that until just now when you were saying
No, it
that. I'm like,
doesn't
damn,
bother
both of
me
these.
at all.
Yeah, I've done plenty of live stuff, mostly other people's shows because it's a lot of the Juggalo content is live based, and I never.
Yeah,
If I said something stupid, I wanted to have that chance to edit it out.
Yeah, but when I'm doing other people's shows, I kind of almost don't care as much if I say something stupid. It's like, well,
Right.
that was on Humble's channel, not mine. I don't care if
Yeah.
I said
yeah, I
something
feel
dumb.
that. I so feel that. Holy shit. So Mikey's getting set up right now, so he's going to be joining us in a second. But um, yeah, I just wanted to, like I said off the air, I guess I'll say it again. You guys are like really important to what I do on my channel. Mitch, your early podcasts of you just really coming back from the gathering and describing into the microphone what you did at the gathering, your experience, like step by step, is like fucking really important to like what I do. Like even so far as like inspiring my gathering documentary stuff. Was listening to that shit, man. And both of you were probably the best Juggalo content that I could find podcast wise. Because I'm a big, still am, but way back then I was way deep into podcasts. So like when I was getting back into the Juggalodium, I was looking for Juggalo podcasts, and you guys were like the ones that popped up. You were like really, I think I might have been following Beneath the Dirt since damn near episode 1, because am I wrong? Were you doing guest spots on Murder Mayhem Show before you even started, Rone?
No,
Uh,
the first time me and Mitch worked, it was for a Carnival Spirits thing, and I want to say it was like I was probably I was a handful of episodes into my podcast, and I, like you, I was listening to Mitch because quality Juggalo podcasts are hard to come by, and I've
Big
told
facts.
Mitch this before. Mitch was a big influence on me too because his shit was just so dope. Just listening to concerts, Hollow Wicked's, gatherings, and all that shit. And then, yeah, I forget what the fuck was the question.
yeah, I mean, I collaborated on your channel a few times, but I don't. And you may have done my channel once or twice. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I almost never had anyone else on there with me. I did a couple times. I did a few times. I had Devereaux on there, and that was dope.
Shouts out
But
to Devereaux.
it was almost always, yeah, Devereaux's shit. He's like a
He's
big
gonna be
supporter
he's
of like,
watching. He's
I'm
probably
sure
watching right now.
like he's like dudes like him and Darby and stuff, like they've been like old school, like keeping an eye on this kind of shit. So definitely shouts out to those dudes for sure. But like, yeah, it was almost always just me talking by myself, which I appreciate you saying that you found it so interesting, because you have to wonder listening back to it. It's like, like since I said I did a lot of editing on my stuff, it's like there were definitely like huge chunks that I would listen back to and just be like, I gotta cut this shit out because this is not important or anything. But that was
So there's like even longer versions of some of them
oh,
early episodes.
there's no
and shit.
questions. Yeah,
Holy
well,
shit.
I don't know if those. I mean, yeah, like the raw audio, but you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to listen to that because it's like.
It's just
So
like
it's me
silence in
stopping and
between.
starting,
Yeah,
and me
bro.
just like figuring out how I want to say shit. But like, my whole reason for starting it in the first place was because all the other, not that there were that many, there was two or three or maybe four at the most. The other Juggalo podcasts and YouTubes that were out there spent so much time just talking about each other. Like, that's the shit that would drive me crazy. I would go to like watch a Juggalo YouTube video, and it would be about some kind of drama between this Juggalo and that Juggalo, and it's like,
Yeah.
I want to hear about what ICP's doing, for fuck's sakes. That's what I care about. I don't care about you guys and your personal beefs or whatever the fuck. I would rather hear people's opinions about what ICP has coming out and their thoughts on that kind of shit. Twisted or, Blaze, whoever, just Tech 9, whatever, Juggalo shit. That's what I wanted to hear about.
And so much of that, I mean, literally, and that's what I try to explain to people. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, like, so much of that, like, ended up being locale Juggalo culture. Like, you guys know who Cyrex is, right?
I've heard the name.
I don't know.
Okay, Cyrex is a rather infamous locale who is, like, very intertwined into the Juggalodium and specifically Juggalo YouTube shit. Like,
what is
the Bender
locale?
Boys.
Thank you.
You don't know what a locale is? Oh,
I don't know what
is
that is either.
All right, so this motherfucker right here, this is King Cobra behind me. He's probably the king of the locales. A locale is someone on the internet who is unintentionally hilarious, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
Okay.
Someone
I was hoping you would just keep saying it until I figured out what it meant.
Right.
Someone who perhaps comically overshares, gets themselves into rather hilarious and sometimes dark situations. You ever heard of Chris Chan?
Yeah, man. Wow, that goes way back.
Chris Chan's like another king of the locales.
Wow,
if you will.
That's like old school.
Cringe.
Like,
yeah, cringe goes
shit,
big
right?
into it as well. Cringe culture and shit. So people like Cyrex really gave the Juggalo YouTube scene like a really bad name, like even early on with that locale shit. And I think there's still, I mean, with there's definitely still an undercurrent of like Juggalo curiosity clicking and whatnot. Like, I don't know. It's definitely like a thing. And without saying their names, well, fuck it, I will say their names. CPN and Chuck Reeves ended up basically localing themselves by doing all of those antics with the hammer and
yeah, I guess you're right,
because
I watched that shit. It was like a train wreck that I just wanted to.
And it started getting clipped by the same kinds of channels that would clip, say, a fucking King Cobra, the motherfucker behind me here. So like, that's like a part of like how bad Juggalo YouTube was. It literally got like turned into locale culture, and like, yeah, like that's like why I've always been so gravitated to y'all shit, because you were like real Juggalo shit, really sharing your opinion, really talking about like what's going on with the music and your opinions on the music, and not, I said it off the air, not some cookie cutter shit where like so many Juggalo shows will be like, oh, this is our opinion, and it's just like the standard cookie cutter opinion that every Juggalo is supposed to have. And you guys never did that shit. You were always just like, here's my real fucking opinion, whether like you like it or not.
Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
important to talk about when stuff sucks. That way people know you really mean it when you say something's good. If you say everything's good, then it's like no one's gonna care. If you say, you know, like when Fred Fury came out, I love that album, but it's like if I would have just said the same thing about that I said if I just said loved everything, then you would have never known if I was bullshitting or not.
Yeah, agreed. It's I think I'm kind of infamous for not liking shit that everybody else likes.
Hell's Pit, you son of a bitch.
I mean, come on.
That's your worst opinion.
You know, I think you're probably lucky you don't like Hell's Pit, because I feel like if you like Hell's Pit, you went through some really dark shit in life. Like, I feel like there's some of that stuff on there is like specifically for like, oh, you went through hell. Should be
it's
there.
Not
shortly.
that
Mikey's almost here. Mikey's almost here.
It's not that I don't like Hell's Pit. It's just it would have been a better EP than it is of an album.
What do you think about the songs on Hell's Cellar?
I love them too. I know. Yeah, you didn't like them. We may have talked about that.
Bangers on there. That one.
I would. Just almost all. Yes, exactly. I would. The only one on there that I didn't like on there. Well, some are kind of weak, but the only one that I would say like that song sucks. It was the Big Bad Wolf one.
Yeah, that one's a little weak. That
would not
I still like that whole EP. I like even the weirdest and wackest ICP songs though, because I can
like
appreciate
some weird
them
shit
for being like the weird whack shit that they are. Like even the fucking like I hated it when it came out, the one where Jay's talking about dressing up like the girl.
Oh no, that's one of the worst fucking
so
things.
I hated it when I first
that
heard
shit is horrible.
What the fuck is it called? Goddamn it. It's
Good Pussy.
Yeah,
it's called Good Pussy. That shit is trash. Not only did he make it the single, but it's the closing song of the album. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, I can't fuck with that shit. That EP is probably like is pretty hit and miss, or not EP. That whole album I meant to say, the whole Bloody Sunday is like
Bloody
kind of hit
Sunday.
and miss for me. But I mean, I was just talking with my friends in a group text the other day about like even like the that Willoughby Rags Magical Bag of Poop that has some dope shit on it. That
Yeah,
old, I mean, so it's like pretty much every album that ICP's ever put out, whatever it is, whether it's full length or like EP or like a Forgotten Freshness type thing or whatever, it's like every album they've ever put out has at least a few tracks I can pull from and put into my rotation. I don't think they've ever put out an entire album that I just can't listen to at all.
What did y'all? So I think both of y'all liked Red Fred, right? Fred
I love
Fury.
it. Yep.
I liked it more when it came out. I tried revisiting it probably last year, and it's like it hasn't. To me, it doesn't. It hasn't held up.
Oh, really? That's all of those tracks are in my regular rotation.
I mean, it's some like West Werner Ave is a fucking banger. I love that shit.
Seriously, Hilarious is like probably top 5 favorite ICP songs of all time for me, because that shit just like the message of that shit really still hits super hard.
Yeah, it's totally true too. Everything that he's saying, it's true.
And
even
I
about
love the Public Enemy sample on that shit. Like,
yeah, totally. Hold it now.
oh man, yeah, that shit's killer.
Yeah, I love that whole album more or less. And then
I wanted to bridge into Yum Yum though, because I don't know if I've seen you guys talk much about the Yum Yum era, really. So I was curious what your guys'
the only time I ever talked about that online was on Carnival Spirits. So we went through like Yum Yum's lore, and like whatever EPs were out at that time, the seeds were out, and we kind of broke that down. But okay, so yeah,
what's the kitty's name?
Quincy.
Shouts out to Quincy.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Quincy. That's dope. Sorry.
I wasn't even looking at the screen, but it's just like all in. You're like cat, and I look over, and this cat's butt is in my face. Okay, so like Yum Yum has like some really high highs on it, like songs that I think I really love a lot, like Wretched and G Code, Gangster Code or whatever, and fucking Drunk in the Attic is one of my favorite songs from the whole second deck now. So like it has some really high highs that I really love a lot, and then there's like probably like 4 or 5 songs that like I have no desire to ever listen to, like Queens and like Don't Touch That Flower. No, I don't like those ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yum Yum, the entire era of Yum. I think it's like, I thought Missing Link was bad, but they kind of topped themselves with that one.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
damn.
I was really curious what your opinion was on the shit. So
yeah,
which ones are hitting?
I was around for Yum Yum. I was still doing shows, but there's a reason why you didn't hear me talking about it. Because I was always of the mindset of, if I don't like it, I don't need to fucking come on the show every week and be like, fuck this album. This album sucks. And this EP sucks. I don't have to do that. I just got to say it once. I don't like this and move on.
Yeah, you don't have to make it like your fucking
right. Like, I'd rather focus on the shit that I like, you know?
Yeah, I still like hearing about like why people don't like. I mean, get on there and be like, that shit sucks. That shit sucks. That is lame. But like when people can like articulate what they don't like about something, I do find that stuff can be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I like that era. I like the EPs as well. I like the Seeds and Lore. So I think that was a pretty good collection of music there.
Yeah, I like the that last EP is with the Mikey Clark shit, like almost top to bottom. That shit is like, was that the last one or the second before last one? Shit, I might be.
I mean,
as like Mikey Clark almost on the.
No, you're right. That's Pug Ugly. That's the second one.
Yeah.
I agree. That's my favorite one of those 3 as well.
I hope Mikey Clark is involved with that 6 Jokers card shit, and I guess that's a good way to. Mikey, I need Mikey to get in here. God damn it. Let's see. Actually, let me do this, and then hopefully by the time you guys get through that, we'll have Mikey in here to do his. So how did you guys first come to find out about ICP and Juggalos and the Juggalodium? Can you each tell your brief stories of like
Yeah.
how you first saw the Wicked Clowns?
The
if you
very
will?
first time that I remember ever seeing ICP and hearing about them ever was for a commercial on TV for Jekyll Brothers, because it had just come out. And it was playing, it was showing clips of the music video, and like ICP and Twisted were on there. And Napster had like just come out, and I was like
shouts out to
deep
Nat.
into that shit. Like I was
Yo.
downloading shit like crazy on the fucking 56K modem or whatever, where you would download
same,
this
dog.
and this shit would take like a day and a half to download. But I was like pirating shit like crazy, and then I saw that commercial come on, and I was like, I wonder what that shit is, because I could download that right now and listen to it if I wanted to. Now, I didn't do that, but I do remember that thought occurring to me, being like, having that intrigue
Hey.
of wondering, like, seeing that and remembering the feeling of being like, I wonder what the fuck that is. Now, I didn't actually listen to ICP for the first time until a friend of mine who had been down for a couple of years brought Jekyll Brothers to school, because that was the new shit that just came out. And he brought that to school and played me Mad Professor on the Discman, and that was the first ICP song I ever heard, and I was fucking hooked. What's up, Mike? Sorry,
Mike.
Nice to see you, brother.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Nice seeing you.
Rone Bone.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Yo, what's up, dog? Thank you for joining me, man.
Of course, dog.
Little bit late, but that's okay. We
Yeah.
started without you a little bit, and I think we got the because you've been streaming this whole time. Like you've pretty much. I mean, maybe a couple of breaks here and there, Mikey.
Yeah.
But you've been streaming pretty much consistently this whole time in different formats or on different channels, and
Yeah.
recently came back pretty heavy with Jugg Talk, and you know, rapping on your own and shit, doing all kinds of cool shit, man. But I mean, you're just as influential, like I told these gentlemen earlier. Hearing you on shit, it must have been hearing you on Rone Bone first. Hearing you on Beneath the Dirt was probably the first time I heard you. And then like, yeah, similar to like I told these guys, man, like your honest opinion. And like you were more of a hip hop head. So like you like I always very much respected your hip hop knowledge, because I could tell, oh, this kid knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's pulling out obscure ass 90s shit. So I know he knows what he's talking about. So like I always respected that shit. And like once again, like that honest opinion shit was so like influential to me, man. So thank you for being on here. I'm glad you joined us. What I just am having the gentleman do here is describe the first time you saw ICP / got introduced to the Juggalodium a little bit.
All right. Just fucking AC off.
Oh, shit.
It was 97. It was the summer of 1997. Hardcore Heaven pay-per-view. I saw the story 1,000 times, but I'll say it. We're on Humble. We're talking about it. And I thought they were a tag team because they were getting beat up by RVD and Sabu. Right? And Sandman made the save.
Tag team or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like 12 years old. No, 11, because my birthday's November. That's August. Okay. So I'm walking with my boy Steve's little brother, and he's singing the Loons. I'm a neck cutter, and I'm 1 block away. So what the fuck is that? He's like, ICP. I'm like, it's like Compost? They're a tag team, right? ECW. He's like, nah, man, they rap. And then I got the Malenko tape from his older brother Steve and Tunnel of Love. He's from Michigan, so he knows the shit. And when I had that, I dubbed it for the old fucks out there, you know, the dub. And since then,
I mean, shit, we were just talking about Napster and shit right before you came on. So, yeah.
My first ICP shit ever was a dub tape that was like all Malenko jams and Amazing Jekyll Brothers jams that my homie Scott made for me. So I definitely know the dub.
Even preppies like pretty boys were bumping this shit. You know what I'm saying? We clowned them. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. But they were bumping that shit.
There was preppies that were trying to get into ICP. Yeah. That shit died out when Eminem dissed them.
Oh, it did. That was like Jekyll Brothers era. Then once they heard M dissing, they started dissing on him.
Yeah. You know? Then all those fake motherfuckers got the fuck off of ICP. I remember that shit too.
Yep.
Rone, When was the first time you saw ICP slash got introduced to the Juggalodium?
Malenko era. I don't know if it was 97, 98, but my cousin came over with Malenko and showed me the dating game. And that's what everybody was calling it. He showed me the song. I thought it was fucking
It was
hilarious.
listed on Napster like that and shit.
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. Looking through the booklet, I thought the imagery was dope. And probably dubbed the CD, copied it, whatever. But yeah, Malenko, my cousin put me onto it and just been on since.
Yeah, that's the shit.
What is it? Your viewers probably already know this, but what is it for you, Humble?
I was smoking weed with my friend Erin in her sister's bedroom, and they were playing The Great Malenko, and I thought it was Cypress Hill. Straight up, I was like, "Yo, what?" So I was asking questions about it, and they were like, "This isn't Cypress Hill. This is fucking ICP." And I had already seen them visually on it must have been MTV, Howard Stern, and wrestling. I had seen them, but I don't think I had properly understood, like Mikey, that they were a fucking I definitely they talked about their music on Stern and shit, but they don't play much of it on there, I don't think, at that point. And I must have heard them before I saw a lot of the Stern shit. The Stern shit must have came after. I forget the timeline of a lot of this shit, but it was a combination of all these things.
Yeah,
that must have been 98, 99. Because I don't think Jekyll Brothers was already out by the time.
Damn, so all three of you guys got me beat. I'm the late comer because I didn't get on till a month or two after Jekyll Brothers came out.
I mean, that's hardly shit though. But it's like a process with me because it's like probably another year and Jekyll Brothers is already out till I get my first fucking dub tape from my homie Scott, because I was a broke ass boy. I couldn't afford to fucking buy ICP CDs and shit. There was not even ICP CDs around me. I live in Vermont, bro. There's nothing CD stores just around me were mom and pops and shit. It was very hard to find fucking ICP CDs, even when I could afford them.
Yeah, I squeaked in right in the late 90s, late 99, so I can still get away with saying I'm 90s era Juggalo, because it's whatever, October of 99 or whatever month it was. But still,
so we're all kind of in that same era though, essentially, that same late 90s era.
I mean, I kind of wish I would have got on during Malenko and stuff before Jekyll Brothers, but what can you do?
Bro, you're on there so fucking early though. I mean,
Jekyll Brothers to this day is my all-time favorite piece of art. Anything, whatever. Favorite album, it's not even favorite album's not even going far enough. It's just the best thing that's ever been created is Jekyll Brothers to me. So that's my fucking shit. That's my Joker's card.
That's my number 2 after Malenko for me.
Would you say Malenko's what would you say yours is, Ron?
Malenko, favorite album, any genre of all time.
I think mine is a toss-up usually between Carnival of Carnage and Hell's Pit. No joke.
What? That's the most random shit ever.
You really do have probably the most that's the most minor minority
I have
opinion.
Reasons too. Hell's Pit.
I love both the shit out of all those albums.
Hell's Pit
Carnival Carnage is a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the synthy
Carnival
shit.
Carnage.
That synthy shit is just so dirty and raw. I love that shit. There's something about that speaks to my soul.
It's dirty Detroit scrub shit.
Yeah, bro. It's almost like some of that fucking that house shit though. There's almost a little bit of that influence in there. It's just raw. I love that shit.
Yeah,
but
totally.
Also Hell's Pit, I was in some dark ass times and Hell's Pit saved my life type beat, and I still really hold it deep to my heart because of that. I did a thing one time on a stream where I figured out I did all the Joker's cards, and I figured out mathematically which one was the best one based off of maybe songs I might skip.
Okay.
I might skip Black.
That's the nerdiest shit ever, but it's right up my alley.
I'm
gonna mathematically determine
what I mean. Yeah. I figured out Hell's Pit has one skip maybe. I think there was one. I can't even remember which song it was, but there's one song. I think that song where he's talking about it's so hot outside and shit. Yeah, I think that's the skipper on that. But that was the only skipper on the whole one, and that was the only one that had just one skip. So I figured out shit, I guess it must be Hell's Pit's my favorite then.
I mean,
first-
there's a few. It's kind of I kind of like weigh against like how much I like the songs that I like versus how much I dislike the songs that I don't like, and like to me, like every '90s ICP song is like a 10 out of 10. Like every '90s ICP song you started from Dog Beats all the way up to Juggle Brothers. Everything from the '90s is perfect for everything and all the EPs and all the.
You know what I
Forgotten
mean?
Phases
Like
is
if you're
perfect.
listening to like Great Malenko and it gets to the Ned and game, and you're like,
No,
just
I
skip this. I'm gonna skip
I
it this
don't
time.
agree with this at all. I would listen.
You don't ever think like that.
First 5 Joker's cards, I would listen from start to finish and love every second of it.
All
It
right, I
wasn't
respect
until whenever the Bizarre albums came out, which were the first new ICP albums to come out since I had gotten into ICP, because like I said, I got down in Juggle Brothers era, so Bizarre was like the new shit. And those albums are almost flawless. I would call them a solid 9 out of 10, but those were the first albums where like 1 or 2 tracks on each disc were like, I don't want to listen to rainbows and stuff.
See, that's a good example, maybe.
It just depends though, because everyone you talk to is going to have different songs that they love, like love to death, and then songs that they can't stand. But like it's always different for every person. So who's to say?
What did you guys think about ICP at the VMAs?
Dope.
Good for I guess I don't. What do I think about it? I don't.
Yeah.
Like whenever they said they were going, it's like, well, I'm glad Jay's excited. I guess I don't give a shit, and I still don't. It's like it's cool that they went. If they would have not gone and said fuck MTV, I would have been cool with that also, because I just don't care. So like that was where I've been at it. I know on Facebook right now some people are like talking to borderline acting like they're about to drop the hatchet over it, and it's like,
Yeah, they're acting like it's some
Well,
sellout
right.
shit.
Jesus
sellout
I
shit.
think-
It doesn't make any sense, and I don't want to monopolize the conversation here, but like, it doesn't make any sense because selling out is doing some shit that you wouldn't normally do or you wouldn't want to do.
Up, man.
But ICP,
What's over here?
ICP never changed their shit to get on the VMAs. It's not like
Yeah.
the ICP is as relevant as they are right now. As far as the music goes, the most relevant thing that they have going on right now is probably In My Room, because it's blowing up on TikTok, and that's on the most unmainstream album as you can get. It's like an album from 20 fucking years ago that just happens to be blowing up. It's not like they got in the booth like, all right, we got to make our big MTV song. So all that sellout shit's just stupid.
And they were invited. It's not like they were hitting up like MTV publicists. They had Jump Steady in the MTV publicist emails being like, "Oh, can they please walk the red carpet?" Like, no, they were fucking asked to go. So like, if anything, like they were saying like MTV sold out to them. If anything,
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, how did they sell out? They haven't even put out music in a fucking few years. So it's like,
yeah.
like a whole year.
right, like how have
Unless
they?
you count that single or whatever from the
Right.
gathering.
Yeah, it's I think it's dope. I think it's 25 years too late, but better late than never.
I think it's dope as hell, man. I watched a bunch of the clips and like it definitely seemed like MTV was like cutting around them as much as they can and shit. But they got like a lot of press photos and shit. I think that's all that really matters is that they got the publicity out of it and got to be seen and shit. I think that's what they wanted, is the publicity, literally.
I mean, they've always wanted to be included in that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
big
nothing has
fact.
changed for them. And I said on Facebook that like, as weird as
shit.
it is, it's, and some people don't know this, but like, Guts on the Ceiling was made to be a radio single, which is why there's no cursing. in it.
Yeah. Big fact, Mitch. Big facts. There's no swears on that song because he was trying to make it for radio.
Which is crazy because even without swears on it, it's not even remotely a mainstream song. But like, they've been wanting to be included in this type of shit, and they never changed what they did to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I completely agree with that shit. But I just think it's dope. That they were doing it in general. I asked you guys about Yum Yum. Mikey, what's your thoughts on Yum Yum? That was before you jumped on here.
Give me on Bedlam. I'll be honest. At first, I fucking hated it. I like about 3 songs. And then to Juggalo, Ohio, when Sosa and Vanessa picked me up, Darby kept texting me. He's like, "You gotta play Yum Yum on the ride there. You gotta play it on the ride there." I'm like, all right. So they put it on, and I like it now. There's some songs I still don't like Gangsta Code and shit. But for the most part, a good chunk of it, I do like that album.
And that was one Mitchell just said.
I know, that's funny that you singled that out, because I had kind of a similar opinion, and then I said it like it has some really high highs and some low lows, but I consider Gangsta Code to be like one of the high highs on there. So,
oh man,
I mean, I like that one song, like the Jokesters is like probably one of my favorite songs on that, and I feel like I never hear anyone fucking talk about that joint.
So my shit just cut out for a second. What song did you say?
The Jokesters.
Oh yeah, I love that song. That's a good one.
I think it has like an alt title on streaming or something.
Yeah,
There's like
does.
a weird thing where it has like 2
Slap
titles
Nut.
or some shit. Yeah. Anyway, I really like that song. But what do you got? All right, so this whole 6 Jokers card, we're in the era, approaching the era of the 6 Jokers card. They've teased it as being the Knot. I'm sure you've all seen the various versions of this tease. They've released like a translated version of it now. Or maybe even deleted it again or something. I don't know. But do you think that's even teasing the 6 Jokers card? There's a lot of speculation that's what it is, but they haven't really said anything about it. Jay's done this stream on Facebook that I captured where he kind of hints at it being the nothing, or there's nothing to say about it.
Where do I see that? Is that on your
Check
channel?
out my video. I did a video about it where he did a live stream where he's very heavily insinuating something, but at the same time he's saying he doesn't feel inspired right now, and clearly his attention's on JCW right now. If you're watching anything he's doing, it's all JCW shit. So is that just saying that there's nothing to do, there's nothing right now, or is it the 6 Jokers card is the Knot?
That's an interesting point of view. Like, the big reveal is that there is no like 6 Jokers card coming anytime soon. No, I think it is teasing the next Jokers card, and I think that is what they're saying that it's going to be called. And I'm all for it. The concept sounds awesome to me, because I am like, I don't have faith in any of that shit. Like, even whenever Shangri-La came out, it's like, this is a cool story, but no part of me believes that I'm actually going to be going to, like, the Dark Carnival when I die. I really just think nothing is going to happen. So, like, I like those albums and I like the concepts of them as a story, but I never, like, connected on that level. And now it's like, oh, this is one for me now. It's like, this is what they're saying is going to happen to me. The people that you don't have faith, you just believe in nothing. What's that going to be like? So
what's
I'm interested
that
in
exhibit
hearing about it.
What's that exhibit of the afterlife going to? And that's how I'm feeling. That's kind of how I'm feeling it's going to be too, dude. And I think they've said it that basically straight up, it's going to be a 3rd exhibit of the Wraith is how they've said it in other interviews. I think Jay's also said it's essentially another Shangri-La, but he doesn't want to do a Hell's Pit this time. Is another way he said it. Way in the past.
You can categorize all sorts of things under the heading of Jay says.
Shit, it either
changes, bro. It either comes to fruition or it's something totally different. So there's no way of knowing. I'm excited though. I mean, as far as him saying that he didn't feel inspired and stuff, it's like, all right, hurry up and get inspired though, please, because I need some new ICP shit.
Have you guys seen much of the new JCW shit?
A little bit. I watched. I saw some of it live at fucking Juggalo weekend. They were doing it, but yeah, I watched the first episode.
I'm not into wrestling like that anymore.
Oh shit! You should check it out, bro. This new JCW is like a couple tiers above what it's ever been. Really, you can tell his attention's in that shit right now.
My yearly dose of wrestling is like WrestleMania, and that's about it.
I'm with you, bro. SummerSlam. I do SummerSlam. You know.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that GCW shit. So like, there's like this infusion of like indie wrestling that's going on right now. That's like super interesting to me. All right, so
I don't mind that ICP's taking a break, right? Because I said earlier how, to me, the Yum Yum era just wasn't it, right? At this point, like leading into the Yum Yum era, you know, we were in the lockdown and everything. I was like, now's the fucking time to pump out a shitload of music. You ain't got shit else to do. You're not going on tour, but then they did pump out a bunch of music, and it's like, all right, well, maybe we should take a step back. And if you're not inspired, don't rush that shit, because I mean, they're what, 50 plus at this point. Personally, lately I've been having a hard time believing that we're getting 5 more Joker's cards after this next one.
Yeah.
So I'd rather this next one be it. Like, be the fucking shit. Take your time. I don't care if I got to wait 3 more years. Just take your time with it. Let it be fucking dope. And please let Mikey Clark produce it.
I think that's what the idea is. He's trying to take his time. Yeah. And yeah, I think that is the idea as well. I think they've said that straight up as Mike is producing it.
Yeah.
And the knot, when it was first revealed, when it was all, you know, the different languages and shit, I at first I was thinking purgatory.
Yeah.
You know, we had heaven, hell. I'm like, what about purgatory? Motherfuckers get stuck in purgatory.
And people were saying on Bloody Sunday, there's like various parts where purgatory's like in the reverse messages type beat. I haven't heard that myself, but I've had a bunch of people in the chat and in the comments say that shit.
Hey, yo, Humble.
What up?
You ever hit the junta and you gotta take a break?
All the time, Mikey. every time, Mikey. Almost every. Dog, look at this half-smoked blunt. I've just been fucking sparking on this the whole time. Every time, dog. Every time. So, fuck, where was I going with this? 6 Joker's card. Shit, I was going somewhere with that. Mikey derailed me with the junta.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
That was the junta derailment.
I'm so
sorry. When I did the meet and greet on Shaggy's Psychopathic Shoulder tour, and I asked him, like, is the next Joker's card going to be out before or after the tour? And he said he didn't know, but if it doesn't get done before the tour, it could be another, like, year, you know, because they're going to be on the road.
Yeah.
And I told him, this is what I told him.
For next year, too. So.
Yeah, and so I told him, you should just record it on the road, on the bus. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, that's the perfect time. You're going to be out on the road. And he was like, yeah, we just don't do Joker's cards that way. So that was my idea. He shut that down right in my face.
I think that's not a bad idea, and they should definitely like at least work on stuff on the road. Like, you don't have to finalize the shit, but you could work on demos and shit like on the road, no problem.
I think so, but he pretty much didn't seem interested in doing it.
I doubt that they even tour in the same tour bus at this point.
I don't think they do, but still, it's like people do make albums on the road. I mean,
I might be wrong, but I think they did Bizarre Bazaar on the Juggalo Brothers tour, going into Wicked Clowns of Outer Space. I want to say that.
Okay. Sure, I'll believe it.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah, they were recording Bizarre shit on that tour. They definitely were recording that shit. Holy shit. We got $100 super chat.
God damn.
Damn, son.
Gang, you watch a new season of Below Deck. He did $100 to ask me about Below Deck.
Is this what you guys talk about on your stream?
I mean, we haven't talked about Below Deck in a minute. We were watching. She's watching it without me.
Emily, yeah.
Emily right here, yeah. Oh, shit. Thank you, Albany Saratoga Media Collector. Thank you, dog. But yeah, we tried to watch some of it, but I wasn't feeling the cast. I was not feeling that cast. I don't know. I need my cast to be strong. We guys got any opinions on?
I have nothing to weigh in on that.
I've never even heard of it.
What is it?
I know it's like a reality show about like a cruise ship, right?
Yeah, it's a reality show about the crew on like yachts, on like fancy rich people yachts and shit. And like usually it's about like rich people being pieces of shit.
I'm not in a relationship, so I don't have to watch that dumb shit. But
Emily hooked me in, bro. I was not into watching.
I had a feeling.
I got hooked in, bro. Yeah, that's definitely a relationship. She got me watching. What's the other one? All these like fucking housewives shows and shit, like in the weird spinoffs of that. Oh my god. Anyway, you guys got no opinions on that? I'm taking it.
Me and
Can't
Sam
say that I do, my man.
Okay.
Comedy is.
Let's see. What do you? I brought this up briefly off. What do you guys think about the concept of Twisted throwing Faygo?
Stupid.
I mean,
This
it's
is a real
brilliant.
thing.
It's
Someone-
brilliant. I don't know why they haven't did that since the
Wait,
beginning.
you're pro this?
What? And
No.
refresh me. I'm pro it. I think it would be awesome, only in terms of like watching the train derail even more.
Like a month ago, Monoxide, he does his
Yeah.
live streams on
Okay.
YouTube. I
That's
watch
where
them
this
as they
comes from.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm usually at work while he's doing them or whatever.
I love you, Mitch.
And someone asked him, why not throw Fago? And he's like, that's a good, we
Yeah, he
thought
was
about
in it. He
doing
was
that. And
into
I'm
it.
like, what? Like,
Dude,
how
go
detached
ahead and
from
do it.
reality are we? That's
Come
so
out wearing
fucking-
Jay and Shaggy's paint and start doing ICP songs at this point. Fuck it. It's the only
He said,
move you've got left.
he goes, that's not necessarily an ICP thing. And I was just like,
Okay,
man,
do it, man.
What are we
Do
doing?
it and see what happens.
What are we doing? I like Twisted. I fuck with Twisted. But
Dude.
that's the stupid shit like that.
It never
is like-
ends with them. I could go off on just like, I can't fuck with this like corny bullshit. It
whack.
never ends.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Please
I won't be
do.
too long. All right. So Rone Bone brings me home. Revelations tour. He brings it home, and Unc comes outside, and Unc's like, "Yo, see that 300? See, man, I was watching Humble and 300 monster." And then Rone's like, "I got it. I can't defend that." He said,
Because he said that shit twice on a screen.
Yeah.
A lot of people were coping in the comments saying like, "Oh, he did that on purpose." No, dog.
No.
That is so not on purpose.
So full of
That is so
shit. It
clearly an
just
accident.
never ends.
That happened twice. Oh,
I'm sorry,
my-
Ron. I don't want to.
I believe it. I believe it
That's
if
all
it was
good.
one time. I believe it if it was one time, but twice, there's no way. There's just no
No.
way.
Yeah, when I saw that shit happen, it's like, what are we doing, man? It's just stupid shit, like stupid. I don't know, man.
And
I used to
ICP's
be neutral. But fuck,
they said during the Patreon ICP during like the tell all Patreon or whatever with Chris Hansen, somebody Jumpsteady or someone made the point that like Twisted will make bad decisions just for the purpose of like taking a jab at ICP. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
they'll do like shit that like makes them look bad just for the purpose of taking it. And it's so true. And doing
That's
that
so nail on the head.
that kind of shit is that, and like Lotus is that, and Riders is that, and all this dumb shit that they do. That's all just like they don't mind making themselves look corny as long as it like takes a jab at ICP.
And a lot of people will say like, "Oh, sorry, please, Ron."
Oh, now go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna make the point that a lot of people will say that ICP is being petty, and they constantly bring it up, but really it's interviewers that bring it up, or the chat will bring it up, and then they have to react. And lately they've taken the stance. At least Shaggy's definitely taken the stance of like, who? I don't even pay attention to that. Like whenever it gets brought up, and this throwing Fago thing was literally that's why I wanted to bring it up, because he literally was asked that in a super chat last night, and once again he was just like, I mean. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. I don't really pay attention to that shit. It's once again his attitude, and I think that really illustrates like a more healthy opinion on it and shows where they're at, because they're clearly just done. Like clearly it's just done. And yeah, then that's okay. Like they're allowed to like move on and shit. Like, and I think Twisted doing shit like that really shows that they just can't move on with certain things. Because at the end of the day,
Riders thing that they did. The Riders thing didn't bother me because Riders is Riders. It's a super gimmick. I didn't give a fuck that they did the Riders thing. But like what was it? The last Halloween album they put out, D4L.
Oh yeah, I
Twisted
forgot about
Blaze
that
and
shit.
ABK.
you're really
And then
trying to test the
there's
waters
even
for that.
there's even a music profile on Apple Music
Mhm.
with a picture of them four dressed up as Dark Lotus. I'm like, look, like I said, I fuck with them, but that it's like, what are we doing, dog?
It's like an ex-girlfriend that's like taking pictures of herself with other guys on Instagram just so you'll see it and get pissed off or something. Like that's what Twisted all this dumb
Oh, yeah.
shit is.
That's fucking hilarious.
I wish ICP would do some Riders shit. Get Ouija in it. I don't
they
know
were
if
gonna
they
do that
fuck
with
with.
White, Lil Riders or something. They were gonna
Yeah,
do
that would have
shit.
been that would have been dope. That one song that was on the that first mixtape that Ouija put out. It was mixed in there. That shit sounded dope.
I don't want to
someone
see
should
any of
pick
that
their
shit.
gimmick
That's
up.
just dead
Chapter
to me.
17 should
Lotus
just
and
pick
Riders.
up that gimmick. They should just do that shit. That would be fucking lit.
No, I don't want that. I mean, people
You
would
don't want
like
Chapter
it. I wouldn't.
17? Yeah,
I
you don't
don't
think
know.
they would like
I
that?
think
think
I
that
think
shit would
Lotus
lit.
and Riders should just be dead. I'm all about creating some new shit because that shit's just gone. It's just done.
I was gonna bring up
I'm not
Three-Headed
mad at that
Monster
either.
because I think they recorded Three-Headed Monster shit on tour. When we were talking about the possibility of
Sure.
recording the 6th on tour.
I
think,
love those albums. I think Three-Headed Monster shit's killing it.
Fuck yeah, though.
Yeah, that shit hits. So I think they could definitely do that shit on tour. I think they just got to like at least work it or something. I don't know. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the divide. Seeing as we're talking about Twisted, or the divide, as I like to say it on here. Is it a real thing? Is it just a perceived thing? Is it just because if you work with one side, you can't work with the other?
You're talking
guys,
about like on their end or like in the Juggalo world? Do you mean
just
like
in the Juggalo world in general? Because I think the divide is just a perceived thing at the end of the day.
I mean, but then some of the shit is real as far as like on their end, like Buckshot never gets invited to gather anymore.
If
you know,
work with them is definitely like fuck
yeah,
that,
like
but I mean,
Axe
I
doesn't
think
get
it's
invited, so
so-
like on their end, it's like a real thing. In the Juggalo world, I think everyone's pretty much agreed that to like what they like and not give a fuck. What
I
other
think
people
it's
do.
almost so like separated at this point that it's like almost two different scenes, and it's just like I don't know. It is definitely it's a thing, but it's not a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Twisted's gonna run out of juice. All they have, the only move they have, is to keep doing their old psychopathic shit over and over and over and fucking over again, and re-releasing all their psychopathic albums over and over and over again, and releasing new shirts and merch with the Abominations or Freak Show logo again and again and again, and touring their old albums again and again and again. That's all they have. No one gives a fuck about their new stuff, as far as I can tell, and they must know that too, because you never see them tour their new shit. The last time they toured off some new shit was like Generation Nightmare tour or whatever, and then like ever since then, every single tour has been like throwback shit. And ICP is happy to.
Oh,
No, Mitchie.
just lost Mitch. I think Mitch, you froze.
Oh Lord, he come back.
My counter argument to that is look at the latest merch drop on fucking The Vault. It's all old shit. It's all old shit being rehashed. They're both.
Have you ever noticed like
they're both rehashing old shit over and over and over and over. And I don't give a fuck because I don't really buy merch like that. I mainly buy the music and fuck with the music. But yeah, as far as the divide, I mean, the internet's going to be the internet, right? Like, it's the internet. But I think the Buckshot thing is real. Who was the only artist, non-psychopathic artist, to show up to the march? And one of ICP's big beefs with Twisted was when they talked shit on the march, or whatever.
Oh.
And Buckshot showed up to the march, but because he fucks with M&E, whatever, Twisted, he gets blackballed because of it. I don't think that's right. The motherfucker showed up to the march, and that was like one of their big beefs with Twisted. Because of it, he was the only one non-psychopathic to show up to the march and do his thing.
But I think so. Do you think it's just the fact that he does these collab projects and stuff with people from M&E, like
Yes.
that outweighs that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what it is.
He said straight up that he got a call from Jump or something, or an email from Jump, where Jump basically said that.
Yeah, Jump. When I interviewed Buckshot, and he said that Jumpsteady either texted, called, or whatever. But
that's
basically was like, "Hey man, it's not me, but it's because your affiliations and shit is what's preventing you from being at these events."
The rules don't make sense because you had Super Famous Fun Time Guys and Sun at the gathering this year, and they're affiliated with Long Live Evil, so it's like
I can agree with that a little bit.
That is weird.
Axe can't gather, but like the people they sign can gather. The rules just make no sense anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I think it's just a perceived thing, and I think with time it could heal. But at the end of the day, it's okay if it doesn't heal too. Like these artists are allowed to like go on and move
They
on.
clearly fucking hate each other, both sides.
I mean-
they don't like each other.
Oh, but Twisted would love to be back into the fold. They would
Of
love it.
course.
I mean,
If
obviously,
they got invited
they've
together again, they
apologized.
would be
They
there
straight
in a
up
second.
apologized at this point. Like
Monoxide
they
did
straight up, like,
apologize at one point to the Juggalos for not
He
doing
did,
Yeah.
the
but he
march.
apologized
Yeah,
for
nothing
the
at the
wrong
march.
shit. He didn't apologize for lying about the march and trying to sabotage it. He only
Yeah.
he was only apologizing for upsetting Juggalo. That's what he's sorry for. He's sorry that so
Yeah.
many people, so many Juggalos, told him to fuck off. That's the only thing he cares about. If he didn't lose any fans or anything, he wouldn't have any regret about trying to stop the march and shit.
What do you guys think hurt Violent J the most with them leaving? I have one specific thing that I think hurt the most.
I mean, signing
and
out
I'll
Wicked is horrible.
Yeah, that's probably the horror. I think that really hurt him the most is not putting the Hatchet Man on the back of the product. Not even like, I want to take a cut. Just let the fans know we're cool.
But how
I think
ridiculous
was
does
more
that
of a-
sound?
I think that's a horrible deal. Now,
I think it's
that makes no
affiliation,
sense at
though.
all.
I go back.
There's an affiliation with it though.
I know, but
It's like, well, Ouija still puts the hatchet on shit, you know?
Yeah, I know, but like this is how I think of it. It's like whenever ICP left like Def Jam, what if Def Jam would have told him like, okay, cool, but can you keep putting our logo on all your shit? I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, no, I'm not gonna put your logo on my shit.
Jay's point was it lets the fans know that it's still family.
No, that's what
But
he
if you-
says. But
Jay
only cares about like having that having that.
You think it's a control
Sorry, go
thing
ahead.
more than
I
a
think it
loyalty
is.
thing?
I think it was a little bit more than he wants to admit anyway. But who knows?
For sure.
I think it's more of
in
a
that
family.
interview, he talked about how he would talk to their manager for like hours on end. I remember thinking like, damn, I feel bad for that guy. Like he's trying to start up his own label and he's got the old boss fucking still being like I get like the way to show people that you're still down is just do shit. Like they did the Lotus album. They were still doing the gatherings and shit. Maybe even do a tour. Like they could have done like a dope ass tour. Like the Malenko tour and Most Tasteless tour happened in the same year. They could have combined that shit, and that shit would have been dope as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you show people you're down. Still,
And
I
down.
mean, if they toured Wizard of the Hood, that would have been crazy.
I'm
That would've been
firmly. I'm like I can't fuck with Twisted. Like lied about the march all the time. It's either lying or ignorance, but they just did fuck shit after fuck shit after fuck shit. So it's like I have no problem like continuing to ride with ICP like as much as I ever did, but I can't act like everything ICP did was smart and good and everything Twisted did was stupid and wrong, because when I go back to that Fago Lovers 2017 interview with ICP, the tell-all, there's a lot of shit in that interview that I listen to and I think you are not making yourselves sound like the victims as much as you think they are. With all this shit about like giving them the masters to all their old albums and shit, it's like.
And that's the other thing I was about to bring up. We were talking about the gathering. They were playing those gatherings for those masters, getting the rights to various albums.
Yeah, which is
I think that built up a bit of resentment.
Violent J wants to turn around and play the victim card over it, and it's like, dude, you didn't have to agree to this deal. If it was this terrible deal that you're saying it is, you could have just said no, we're not doing that. And I know on the argument for that is like, well, yeah, but it was important to him to keep Twisted at the gathering for the sake of the family and shit. And it's like, I disagree with that. It's like, if they're not going to do it, if Twisted's not going to do it for anything but the masters, then you just should have told them, okay, don't come then and see what happens. And just let the chips fall where they may. There's nothing victim.
You think that's kind of what happened?
I don't think there's any. Well, no, it's not what happened. What happened is he handed over the masters and then played the victim card over
Well,
it.
now he's not handing over anything.
Well,
though.
yeah, not now, but
that's what I'm
far as
saying.
all
Now-
that stuff, yeah.
Now Cryptic Collection on iTunes has the fucking Tunnel of Love cover.
Yes.
Yo, that's
It
crazy.
does. It does.
Yeah, that was what do you think though? I mean, there's also the argument that I've always made on here. I just want to throw this out there. Is, at the end of the day, so many of these artists are rocking gimmicks that were invented by Violent J. And if they truly wanted to get out of the thumb or the shadow of that man, go back to HOK, do ISI, do that sweet ISI gimmick.
And they
Go back
tried
to your
to
old
do
gimmicks.
some. They tried to. It's just so pathetic. They tried
That's
to
not
like
gonna
get.
happen.
They
That's
tried
not
to
gonna
give.
happen.
They tried to give Blaze a new gimmick with the casket maker, the guy that's got like the King Diamond face paint and the top hat and the cheap suit and shit. And that shit flopped so hard. They're like, all right,
wrestler goes
it's like
to another company.
time
and
to
they
get
use fucking
time to
other
break
name,
out the
you know?
big clock again. It's like creating these gimmicks, I think, in Twisted's mind is like just as simple as that, like pulling together some weird name and costume and you're done. But it's like, Lex the Hexmaster never wore paint. His name wasn't even Lex the Hexmaster. This was Twisted's version of trying to create a character the way Violent J does, and none of it just ever wasn't the same.
Now
Lex
he's on
was
LSD.
he was Lex Masters, but he was rocking the face paint and shit. I saw
Okay.
old footage and shit.
All right, well, fine.
But I mean,
I don't know what to
that's
talk
I
about
don't-
then,
I,
but-
I think it's kind of a I don't know.
He doesn't
I
rock
didn't
it
know that.
anymore though. He rocks like a COVID style mask or something, right?
Yeah, last time I saw him live, he wasn't even wearing fucking anything on stage.
Oh shit. Okay, damn.
I was under the impression that he didn't wear makeup until he got to MNE, but
Yeah,
either way, it's like Twisted has nothing. All their moves just come out of the psychopathic days.
Playbook. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean with the 3-headed monster thing and yeah. Anyway, we already talked about that.
Sure. Yeah.
What are y'all listening to right now? Like right now, what's like in your like if you were to like open up your Spotify recently played or your iTunes recently played and shit, what are you jamming right now?
I think right now I've been bumping a lot lately, and it's probably my favorite rap album this year, Death of Slim Shady.
Oh,
shit
yeah.
Really?
That shit
so
was
good.
dope. I loved it too. I'm a big Eminem stan. I liked it as well.
Yeah, that was a miss for me. I was not feeling. I like some shit on there, but I don't know. I feel like he's playing too far into this cancel culture thing, and it's largely a thing that he's inventing for himself.
You're right.
Like,
Yeah.
I would
don't know.
agree with that.
So I don't know. It's kind of corny for me a lot. I wish
That's
he would
fair.
just like. I wish he would just lean into it if he's gonna do it and just really not give a fuck. rather
Yeah,
than
which
make
he
the whole
didn't do
thing.
because he didn't go. He still
'Cause
didn't
really-
go as far as he used
Really,
to.
he's making a security blanket for himself by making this narrative of like, oh, y'all are trying to cancel me. Well, now you can't cancel me because I just said it. Like you know, like it's I don't know. It's
It's dope. There's some really good songs.
Yeah, I
on there, though.
thought the concept landed.
That
For me.
evil.
Evil. Fuel.
I gotta listen
with
to it again.
Jid is-
I've only listened to it once. I've only listened.
I mean, it's
to it all
not
the way
perfect.
through.
It does have some shit on there that I don't fuck with. I never fucked with
Okay.
Eminem's like
Yo,
Haley songs and stuff. So like, I didn't like him then, and I don't like it now. But
Emily is like the hugest Eminem fan. Listens to some like really cringe ass like era Eminem songs and shit. She will not even listen to this new album. She refuses to listen to this album, and
Wow.
I can't get her to listen to it. And I'm like been trying to get her to listen to the shit because I'm like, you should at least hear it for what it is, like because you are such a big Eminem fan. And she's like, nah, I don't even
did
want
she
to.
listen? Did she like listen to Houdini and was like, "Fuck this"? Or she just hasn't
Oh,
heard anything?
she's yelling. She did listen to it
You were
only
right
once.
here when I was in the bathroom, remember he sang
Oh,
that
yeah,
Filipino
yeah.
rapper?
But did you finish it?
Yes, yeah, because that Filipino rap is like towards the end.
Oh, okay. So I'm wrong. I'm wrong as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm wrong as fuck. She did listen to it.
Almost.
She
I
won't
was
listen to it with me though.
Fucking
So,
stupid.
Mikey said, "What up?
The worst
Mikey
thing-
says, "What's up?"
What up?
What up?"
You're terrible.
She hates it though. Is what she
I
said.
mean, that's fair. I'm cool with everybody's opinions about loving
Yeah, I
and hating
can-
anything. So
Yeah, it's like
I'll give it
it's
another
fine.
chance. I'll give it another chance and shit.
I can't sit here and say it's the best shit of all time or nothing, but I thought he landed the concept for what he was.
Have you
going
listened to
for.
the new? I think there's like bonus songs that came out today. Have you listened to that? New
I haven't listened to him yet, but I'm for sure fired up to it. I've actually already heard. I think a lot of that stuff's already been released. 'Cause some of that stuff was like iTunes, like exclusive stuff that I've
Oh
already heard.
yeah,
But if there's anything new on there, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I saw a fake leak that was supposed to be Tyler, the creator, on a song.
Gorilla.
I wish that'd be cool.
Gorilla Cream.
Oh, he's smoking the vanilla cream. Are you bragging
Gorilla-
about the weed you're smoking again?
Is that
Yeah,
because we're
Gorilla-
talking about Eminem? You gotta smoke the vanilla cream for Eminem.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck!
But Mikey, you fuck with the new Eminem too?
Gorilla Cream. Yes, I do.
All right, I got to give it
I
another
like it.
shot.
I
But
do
yo,
think. I think it
I gotta
falls
say,
off
I gotta say,
after-
it was a slow burn for me. Like when it first came out, I bumped it. I was like, yeah, this shit's good. It's cool. But then I'd go back to listen to whatever I was listening to, and then I got sick of that. And then it's like, I might as well check this out again. I was like, oh, it's cool. And I started listening to some other shit. I really didn't get into it until like the last 2-3 weeks.
can I say what I listened to?
Yes.
Ouija Mac.
I was
Dark
gonna say the
Planet.
same shit. Like
Dark
that's what I've been
Planet,
listening to lately more than anything. Yeah, Dark Planet is dope.
I'll be with my baby in the flesh listening to
Yikes.
Psycho Babble. September 27th, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
27th, I think.
I'm listening to
Yeah,
Darby
27th.
like Creek. I'm listening to Creek and Gully, getting ready for his next record whenever it comes out. And
Yeah,
what else?
Darby rules. Anamoya is fucking the shit.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it seems-
goodness.
Seems
I'll
like
still bump Anime.
Darby's album's coming out this year. It does seem like too.
Yeah? I hope so.
Yeah, it does seem like it. What's your thoughts on Darby, Rone? I don't know if I've heard you speak on Darby before.
Darby's the shit. Creek was I think I had Creek in my top 10 last year.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, Darby's the shit.
Me and Rone Bone chilling with Darby for 30 minutes after the show. Almost fucked up this drunk dude poking Darby in the back of the head. You
Oh,
don't know
that's
the story.
right. That whole fucking
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
that's right.
Yo, Rone, I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I told him that. He's like, and he just leaves.
Yeah, that shit was.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Darby's my fucking dog. Like he had that real FaceTiming us and shit. We're trying to talk. We
That's
can't
okay.
talk the illegal because he's interrupting us. I'm like, yo. At first he was cool, right, Ron?
Hey, he was cool at first, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, who are you guys? You famous?
Yeah.
He was drunk though. You said right. He was like mad
Yeah.
drunk.
This sounds
just
like drunk
progressed.
behavior.
He just progressively got more drunk. Like
Yeah, that'll
it
do
seemed
it.
like he was sober at first, and then just as the night went on, it just I
Like
don't know.
Luigi dapped us. He dapped me backstage when Darby showed up to me, and then when the security brought me around, and then he dapped me and Rome going to the bathroom. And I guess he thought we were famous. There she is. Illegal was there. She was up trying to talk to her.
Hey, shouts out to illegal.
And he's like trying to he's like, you guys are famous. You know Esham because we're rapping Esham. He's like, I seen you rapping Sunshine off Acid Rain. I'm like, nah, that's Until the Fetus.
Oh, off acid rain. That's funny.
yeah. Yeah, it's on there, but you know, it's
Yeah,
the greatest
sure.
hits. Yeah,
Everything on acid rain is from somewhere, pretty much.
yeah. Good times. Good times.
What do you guys think about this whole 25th annual gathering of legends? Who do you think are some of the acts that they're going to bring
Gotta
back?
get Tech 9 or don't even call it the Gathering of Legends. So that's my number one,
Wow, okay.
must have. You gotta
Do you
get
think
them.
they'll get Tech 9 or is that
Yes, I do.
relationship?
Yeah.
I
No,
still
I
think
think
that
they'll get 'em.
relationship's a little damaged.
No,
or
I think
something.
it's all good, and I think they would have got him this year, except for the fact that they wanted to save it for the 25th.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. It was something like that. Got to get
Chris
him.
Calico is like
I'll-
working with Tech again. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Man, yeah, and if you want, I mean, I know he did that symphony show with the Kansas City Orchestra or whatever, and Chris Calico came out there. So I think if you really want to crush this Gathering of Legends performance, do
get 'em
that.
Yeah.
Get them both. Now I'll tell you the other names. I think you guys will agree with me. Other people I would like to see there would be get Bone Thugs back. I would like to see GCJ and DJ Paul together. Get that back if you can do that. I would like to see Guar come back because they've been gone for the last few years when they would have been perfect for either of those last two gatherings.
I feel like War might be one they were holding off on too, because they would have been perfect for this year with the horror theme, but they, for whatever reason, didn't get them. So maybe they are waiting till next year.
And all the same with that gathering, outer space gathering. I thought that would have been a great one to get
Fact.
Guar back too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's facts.
So, I mean, that's more or less my short list. And then when they talk about when I think about legendary performances I've seen, some of that stuff I don't think they can get back. But some of the best shit I've ever seen at the Gathering was Morris Day and the Time. I don't expect
shit
them to be
was-
coming back. But when it comes to legendary performances, that and Sir Mix-a-Lot are two of the best things that I've ever seen at the Gathering.
No accuracy.
Jiggy Fresh.
If they could somehow get Cottonmouth Kings to not hate each other anymore.
Full
that's
reunion or the best
that-
reunion you could possibly get type beat.
Yeah, I mean they played the first gathering, nothing more legendary than that. But it has to be the original lineup, or
what's the consensus
not the
on
original
that,
lineup, but like with Richter, Daddy X, not
no,
this
you can't say
new
that this
shit
shit, bro.
that they got going.
What's
I
the
think
consensus on that Daddy X song? Was that fake? Is that
Yes, it
the
was
consensus
fake.
that
It
was
was
fake
AI.
at this point?
I don't even think you
So
need
crazy.
him. If you get D-Lo, Richter, Lou Dog, and Bobby B and Dirtball in the mix, I call that a fucking as close as you're gonna get to fucking Cottonmouth Kings.
Can I say something real quick?
Please do.
I never liked Commonwealth Kings. My whole fucking time.
Whoa,
even-
really? Not even the
Yeah,
first two albums and shit?
I got a good story. It's like I never liked him because my ex tossed her. She's a cunt. She loved him. This Puerto Rican chick, right? And I never got into him. Like I heard songs walking around the crib. I like, you know, every time I see him, I went niggas hit the bar up and didn't bother watching them, you know. But one day, Joker's Gallery and fucking Ruth the Goon, they were listening party for Rolling Stone, not Rolling Stone,
Royal Highness.
Royal Highness.
Yeah.
Saint Dog. I never really hit Saint Dog other than the pumpkin carver shit. But when I hit Saint Dog, I'm like, this album is a fucking masterpiece. I love that album now.
Yeah, that
And-
one's the best one still.
I like Rolling Stone. I was playing Tangerine Sky and I was like, yeah.
You were hating on that shit.
I was.
Well,
I like
you chose a hell of a time to get into them because now it's just this weird Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, and it's just getting like older in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't hear
mean,
that song. I ain't hear that song since 02, 03. You know what
Also
I'm saying?
getting more
I'm
more
a
into
fucking
weed in life.
teenager. I'm a teenager, right? So I'm hating on old memories. So you go back to, I'm like, I love this shit. I love this shit. You know.
Rolling Stone's a classic. So is Royal
Yeah.
Highness.
Other than that, I won't listen to anything else. City to City, and all that. I hated all that shit.
Oh
But
man,
th-
no, I
but
love
those
all
two
that shit.
shits, I fuck with them, bro.
City
No, I
to
keep it
City's a
real.
banger.
Yeah, I think pretty
Don't
much
like
all their
it.
albums, even
Daddy
like,
X, I can't fucking stand.
even when they were past their prime, I thought most of their albums were pretty consistently like solid. I mean, that they do what they do. Like, I like that sound.
like you said with ICP, it's like even their later shit. It's like I could find a few songs on every album that
Look at
they
you,
put
Rone
out.
Bone. You didn't like the Tempest.
Which
You
one?
didn't like- You didn't like the Tempest at first. Now you like the Tempest.
The Tempest is a fucking banger.
There you go. That's Rolling Stone. Ruby, nigga.
Yeah.
Tempest is almost perfect top to bottom. I just listened to those three.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Tempest and Eye of the Storm again.
That shit grew
Like,
on me too, though.
shit's so fucking good, man. I wish they would have stayed in that era just a little bit longer and done some more weird shit like that. I really fuck with that era. Speaking of which, have you guys ever had a paranormal experience?
No, nobody on Earth ever has. There's
Cool, really? You're that
There-
strong of an opinion.
So
That's
there's
my
in
guy right
opinion.
there.
That's
Oh,
such
guess
a strong
what?
opinion.
Guess what,
I love
Humble? I'm having one right now. I'm hanging with one of your homies. I'm high as fuck.
Well,
Yeah,
I put that in the
I don't-
same. I put that in the same category as what I was saying about Shangri-La and Hell's Pit. It's like it's a good story, but I never
Nothing.
bought into that shit.
Nothing.
So, I mean, well, no, let me. Aliens and stuff is a different story. Like you're talking aliens, that's one thing. But
by
if we're
paranormal,
talking,
I mean like ghosts,
yeah,
aliens,
yeah,
Bigfoot.
well, aliens. I mean, I feel like
other
There
things.
has to be.
yeah,
yeah.
there must be aliens. Like that would be stupid to not have aliens. But like ghosts and shit, I don't believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Never
ghosts.
seen weird shit in the sky though.
I mean, aliens and shit. I can. That's like there must be aliens. I don't know. I don't think they've ever come to Earth, but I mean, I can at least believe that aliens exist. But like ghosts, and
Like
shit is a
we
little
we
different.
call them aliens, but we're fucking aliens to somebody.
Nope,
You
we're the
know?
main characters. they,
Hey,
they're just aliens to me.
That shit's lit. So
It's so dope.
no for you, Mikey. You haven't had a paranormal experience either.
Only one I can recall, like I said today. You know what I'm saying? Hanging with y'all. Oh, I met you at Juggalos, Ohio.
That was
And-
the paranormal experience.
And Humble saved my life. He did.
That's true.
Okay.
EC
that was
tried to
it.
kill you.
Yeah, he did. After I got in the whip, the nigga he drove with me hanging out the whip.
Tried to murder you. It was crazy.
And I was like, Mikey. Oh,
All right, I got two more questions. They're
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of goofy, but shouts out to Whoop Conda for this question. If you were a Care Bear and you had a symbol on your stomach that radiated out like a rainbow, what would
Oh.
that symbol be?
I mean,
Samantha.
I would love. Oh, look at you scoring those points. I mean, if I get
How
to,
cute.
if I get to pick anything, I'm taking dibs on the Hatchet Man.
Hell yeah. Hell
That's
yeah,
gas.
dog.
I don't know, man. That's a fucking weird question.
Shouts out to Wakanda. Shouts out to Wakanda.
What did you say? Shoot out like a
How high
radiation?
was Whoop Kondo when he came up with that one?
He probably wasn't high. That's the crazy thing.
Really?
Shout out to Whoop.
You just be thinking like that.
That's wild.
That's my dog.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
have
shouts
no
out to
idea.
Whoop. That's my dog too. That's my brother.
A music note,
Same
bro.
person.
Yeah, music, yeah,
That's dope. I like that answer too.
for sure.
Good
I mean,
answers.
If Hatchet Man got taken, I could go with some Jay and Silent Bob shit too. I wouldn't mind having that shit beaming out of me at all times.
All right. I'm gonna ask the really pretentious last question. If you could tell the whole world something and you know that they would hear it, what would you tell them?
Fuck all y'all.
Fuck them. I like it.
That's how I feel.
Ice Cube shit, nigga. Americans also Americans was funny. Yeah. Fuck all y'all.
That's been my mood the last couple years actually.
Yeah. What's
It's
the
like
question?
Isham, my last words. Fuck all y'all.
I mean that's like Tupac, supposedly from the cop that like was on the scene. Supposedly his last words were like "fuck you."
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
true,
Holding his nuts.
sure.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
who
I'm
shot you? Fuck you.
Sure.
That's dope.
Yo, 28 years ago today, I think, or some shit like that.
Or was it yesterday? Was it today or
Oh
yesterday?
my god, really?
One
wow,
or the
I
other,
didn't
yeah.
know.
Was it today? I think it was today.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Tupac, man.
All day.
I didn't believe in that.
Picture Pac rolling briefly. Good.
Sure.
Was
Let's
that
see.
question wrong? Was that question humble? I'm sorry.
If you could tell the whole world one thing and you know they would hear it, what would you say?
some Tech Nine shit, I love you, but fuck you.
Nice. I like that too. I like that too.
Yeah, that's gas.
Mitch?
Just whoop whoop.
Hell
That's
yeah.
gas.
Don't know what
Good.
it means.
Good answers. Good answers again. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna wrap this shit up because we gotta go get some food. And
All right,
you
yeah.
might be lightly mad at me. So
Lightly.
just lightly. Just like a sprinkle of anger here.
I got
All right, I'm gonna jump off here.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, Mitch and Rone, y'all will do some more content because
I mean, I'm down to do more content with you. I'll
Let's do it,
pop
dog.
up on here and do this, but I'm probably not producing my own shit.
Y'all are fucking Juggalo legends on this Juggalo YouTube shit in my mind, and I just I wanted to do this stream and just because I thought it would be fun. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I think the chat was enjoying it. Thank you guys. Thank you for everything you've done for the culture and shit. I think it's really valuable.
Humble. I love you.
Please keep doing it. Please keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. I
I
love you,
appreciate-
Mikey.
I appreciate
Love all
you
of you.
fucking
Love all of
having
you.
We didn't
Yeah,
even
dude.
scratch the surface. We could have talked. We didn't even talk about this year's gathering. Really, I mean, we could have fucking gotten on.
Let's do it again.
Fucking killed it.
Oh, let's do it on
both
Jugg
these
Talk next time.
Yeah, let's do it on
Sure,
Jugg
let's
Talk.
do that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Mikey. Let's do that.
Let's do
All right,
that,
y'all.
baby.
Yeah.
All
I'm gonna
right.
end the broadcast. Whoop whoop
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
and broadcast.